Good morning and welcome to another edition of Mark's Inspiration. Today's topic is going to be FWB, Friends with Benefits. We're going to talk about those relationships and how they work, how they can be beneficial for you and how they might not be so beneficial for you. But stay tuned, smash that like button and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we will get after it in a minute. You have to be strong enough to endure these things. You have to approach women. With today's social media, she's constantly being hit on. Women are always in the game. You have to stay focused. We are men. That's what we do. All right, let's get after it. Friends with benefits. What does that mean? Well, that can mean several different things depending on what your idea of friends is. But in the case I'm speaking about it, it means, for example, you have a girlfriend, she's your friend and she's a girl, but the benefits can be anything from, well, usually what it is you can have sex with her, and on your return side, she has sex with you. That's basically what it means, but it can mean other things. You could help her out financially, or you could help her out in other ways, fixing her car, fixing something of hers around the house. It could be a various form of things, but each person benefits from the relationship. In reality, it's not much different from a regular relationship, except in friends with benefits, she can do whatever she wants to with other men, and you can do whatever you want to with other women. I've been in these relationships before. The only thing I guess looking back in retrospect it didn't bother me at the time, but now I probably wouldn't do it. If the girl has a boyfriend, in the case I'm thinking of, this girl would be with her boyfriend and then come over after she was with her boyfriend and talk to me about it, and we would be together physically. So I don't know how I would like that now, because thinking about how her boyfriend might feel and me being a part of that, I don't know if I would like that or not. But if she's dating other guys and she's not engaged, married, or has a steady boyfriend, then I would be okay with it. Now, can that develop into something more than friends with benefits? It's possible. But if it doesn't, you have to be willing to let her go. You have to be willing, because she may meet someone that she loves and wants to stay with, and you may do the same. So that's easier said than done sometimes, because when you start being with someone physically like that, intimately, sexually, there is a bond created between you two. I remember this one girl that was never my girlfriend, but she was a FWB. And it was probably, 10 years later, past the time we had ever been together. She called me one night and she had gotten into a fight with her boyfriend, and I guess she walked away and wanted me to come pick her up. But I did it because I felt a certain loyalty to her. And through the years, she had helped me out too at times when I needed something. So that's why I did that. Now it's been, 20 or 30 years ago, maybe 30. I haven't heard from her since, don't know how she is. But the reason I did that is because back when we were friends with benefits, I had met another girl who became my first wife, and she helped me with her. There were certain things that I needed her to do for me in regards to helping me get together with my first wife, and she did it. She never showed any jealousy or anger or anything like that. So I appreciated that, and as a man, I remembered that. So that's the reason I went and picked her up that night. And honestly, if she called me today and needed something that wasn't dangerous or against the law, needed help, I would go help her. And I don't know if she would do the same for me, but it's possible. But she was a unique woman. Most women, once they don't talk to you or see you for a long time, they won't do that. Unless, of course, you were the alpha and they are an alpha widow, but that's a whole different concept. So friends with benefits is it's a unique kind of a relationship. Usually one of the people likes the other one. Well, they usually like each other. Of course they do, or they wouldn't be together. But a lot of times one of them is hoping for something more than the other. Although looking back in that one I was telling you about, I don't know if she was hoping to have something with me or not. I really honestly don't know. I wasn't wanting to have anything with her other than what I had. And she actually helped me to get a couple girlfriends, now that I'm talking about it. So they can be very valuable. A woman for a man can be very valuable because one thing, if she's pretty, which this one was, if you're seen with her or people know you're being with her, girls, then that causes this, what they call it, pre-selection, where if a girl see you with other girls and they know other girls want to be with you, then that makes them more attracted to you. So that's another important aspect of this friends with benefits. Because the more women that are around you and want to be with you as a man, the more other girls are interested because they see, oh, these other girls like him. Well, he must have something. There must be something about him. And then they're interested and they want to get to know you and they want to be with you. So it really works well for the men. I'm not sure how it works for the women, but they must get something out of it or they wouldn't do it. So if you want to have a friends with benefit relationship, remember, you're not her boyfriend and she's not your girlfriend. So you may have certain boundaries, like you certainly don't want her to come over there when you have another girl with you. And she certainly doesn't want you to approach her in public when she's out with one of her guys and act like you're her lover or her FWB. So there are certain guidelines you need to follow. It's common sense respect, really, is what it is. Respect of the other person's individuality and her life, and the same thing she needs to do for you. So you want to keep these things in mind when you're in one of those relationships, if you desire to get into one of those. But you must be careful to not fall in love with this girl, because if she's of the mind to do that, then more than likely she's probably not a good one for a long-term relationship. But there are exceptions. That's just been my experience with that, because I have had several friends with benefit relationships. But the one I spoke about was actually the longest one I had, and the most, I don't want to say the most intimate, but the most it was the more functionable and workable one of all of them that I had. So would I do it again? Sure I would. But you have to be careful of the emotional attachment. And as I said before, you have to always be willing to let them walk away. But actually, in all relationships, you should always be willing to let your girl walk out the door. Now, you may not want to let her go, but you need to be willing to do that and know that your life will go on. There's police driving by. They keep us safe up here. You must always be willing to let her go. You should never be so attached to anyone that you think if they leave, you're going to be crushed, or you don't know how you're going to make it. Very bad place to be. And also, when you have friends with benefits, this gives you a feeling of having options also. You don't get so attached to one girl. Let's say if you meet a girl that you really like, while you have the friends with benefits girl, which I have done, then you don't feel like so needy toward this girl that you really, really want. Because sometimes that will push, most of the times that will push that girl that you really desire away. And this friends with benefits relationships keeps you from being needy like that, from feeling needy. And also she can help you with your girl. Don't take advice from her, but sometimes women have insight that men don't have. You need to listen to them and evaluate that and use it to your advantage. Okay, that's all I have time for today. If you would like to get my help personally, marksinspiration.com is my website. I'll put the description I'll put the link in the description, as well as my email. And I'm out of here. Take care.